This episode of Coach and Carl is brought to you by Serpro of Conway and Faulkner counties, like it never even happened, and by the Greenbrier Football Letterman's Club. Well, Coach Stone, thank you for coming in here and visiting with me today. It's a pleasure to sit down with you, and I really want to just kind of talk to you a little bit about the team in general. You know, when you look at the team, especially last week, you know, they were down 20-0 at halftime. And then at one point in the fourth quarter, Greenbrier had come back and cut the lead to 4. Even though the wins aren't necessarily there yet, you can see as a fan and a parent that there's no quit in this team.
No, you're absolutely right. One thing with these kids, ever since they've come in the off season, we've seen that there's not any quit in these kids. They've approached the off season with grit, and they've carried that into this season. And as far as in-game situations, when we come in for halftime, whether winning or losing, you're not going to hear a coach mention the scoreboard. We're there to make sure that, hey, if we need to make adjustments schematically, like if I need to make adjustments defensively, then we get that message relayed to the kids to make adjustments. But a lot of times it's not going to be a whole lot of major adjustments. It's minor corrections, encouraging them to come out, play hard, and we don't even think about the score. We come out, play hard, we'll look at the scoreboard in the end and see where it lays out.
Yeah, and it shows too. And speaking about you coaches, one thing that I've been a part of being out here at practice and being around you guys all year is that I've heard you coaches tell them in numerous occasions, the team themselves, just how much you love them. And I think that's very powerful coming from a coach to tell a player that. But why is that so important for your coaches to let them know just how much you care?
No, I mean, I like how you followed up with showing how much you care. Care is the act of love.
Yeah.
And us guys, we have a difficult time showing love all the time. But I do think it's important for each of our players to know how much we love and care for them as individuals and how much we want them to succeed. My coach growing up and into college, and then the way that I coach, there's times where we are in intense situations. And it's always important to us to go back to each of these kids and let them know, hey, we love you. We want you to succeed. I'm here fighting with you. You're not alone. You're not being cast out by yourself. I'm going to put my arm around you, and we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
So, and that's, personally me, but each and every one of these coaches, we go back to how we started this season in our fall camp. One of the words that the kids brought in was brotherhood. And you just see, the love that they have for each other. It doesn't just stop with the way us coaches love the kids. They love each other and they're out here fighting for each other, which brings us back to that first question of why they're able to fight back no matter what the score is.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. So this Friday night, big task at hand. Gotta go down to Pulaski Academy. Played them last year, I think, to within 10 in the semifinals. So you've seen them before, but now we moved into conference with them. Going to be playing them every year now. But as a defensive guy, what makes their offense so difficult to stop?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we get to see them. That's one thing that a lot of people will come and say, man, you got to face PA. What are you going to do? And it's like, no, we get to face them and we get to face a challenge. I love a challenge.
Right.
And there's no surprise whenever someone, says that PA is a challenge. They are a challenge. They're a good football team. They have a lot of good athletes who are well coached. Their schematics are different than other people that you face. Not every spread team is the same. So they have their own identity that you have to try to find out and find ways to make sure that you're able to defend against. So little wrinkles here and there, but really it comes down to, once again, these kids are ready to play football, and we've had a good week of practice, a good week of preparation, and I'm excited to see how we go out and compete Friday night.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm looking forward to it too. Think it's going to be a little bit cooler this Friday night, and can't wait to get down to PA and see how you guys do against them. Really looking forward to it. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right. This episode of Coach and Carl was brought to you by Serpro of Conway and Faulkner counties, like it never even happened, and by the Greenbrier Football Letterman's Club.